What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Monday, by the way. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to the week. And in some parts of the world, hopefully you guys are having a nice long weekend. But today on Monday, we got a really big content drop. As expected, the fusion has basically ended in terms of the final events popping up in game. So we get a new batch of events, this time in the form of a Titan event, Community Week's Titan event. So we can kind of see here the 5-star soul for Artor, which is the 25-day free login champion, is in this Titan event. Now, I feel personally this is a bit of a miss, considering that he is the free champion for the community login event, that you put his soul in this Titan event. So it's pretty, gatekept or gate kept away from most of the community. Obviously, if you need to finish the Titan event to get the 5-star soul, some other goodies here, mainly the mythical book available. Some of the events are already active. We see the champion training is active already. Let's hop in quickly here and check out the reward structure for this Artor event. So we see the usual suspects here: mythical book, primal shard, legendary book, void shard, and yeah, those are the usual. And then we see them kind of split. We see the souls are split here from 1 all the way up to 5. Now, the thing with Artor is that he doesn't require accuracy in his kit, so getting the 5-star soul for him doesn't feel like a massive benefit in terms of overall stats. Like, a little bit of resistance is pretty good because you could build him with resistance since he's a reviver, but the accuracy doesn't really help him here. However, the 5-star blessing could be helpful. For example, like banner, intimidating presence, for example, or temporal chains. Just an example, right? But I think more likely you'll probably end up with one of the 1, 2, or 3 Artor souls, and then you'll be totally fine with it. If you get the 4-star, you get extra crit damage. Not the end of the world if you get it. And obviously, if you want to go for the extra goodies, then they're available here. So after loading up a fresh game, you get the news drop here. Pretty cool artwork here, of course. So they're celebrating the return of Community Weeks. We're launching a special Titan event Monday starting April 22nd, which is today, all the way to May 6th, which is basically 2 weeks. Earn Titan event point, blah, 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 blah. Throughout the course of the Community Weeks Titan event, you'll earn up to 950 Titan points during the first part, and then 800 points in the second part. So that's important to note. There's going to be 1750 total points. You only need 1500 for the 5-star soul. And that's all. That's all they're going to give us. 950 for the first week. So cool thing is they already given us the first week of events in the calendar, so we can quickly take a look at that. Alrighty, so yeah, they gave us the first week of events here. We didn't get the second week, but then we know, what do we know? We know 950 points are available here. We are opening with the Turn Attack Spider tournament. A little bit of a bummer for a lot of people if you don't have a really fast spider team. After that, this is a real bummer. The Fire Knight tournament with special rules. Now, they didn't specify what rules it was at the time of this upload, but you get, it could be anything. It could be epics, could be alliances, could be anything. And this is a real big bummer for the community because not a lot of people can participate in this because it's so restricted, right? Fire Knight's actually not an easy dungeon to do. If you obviously don't have a big roster or not heavily progressed, you probably want to do a lower level with whatever requirements that they have. So that is a suggestion for that. And then we have the Dragon Tournament as well. That means Ice Golem is going to be in week 2. And maybe Ice Golem will have a restriction as well, considering that they did 2 turn attacks and then Fire Knight is a restriction. So I would assume that Ice Golem is also a restriction event as well. We have a pretty standard training event here. Actually, if you take a look in game, the training event is 4 days long, and there's also a 4th row of rewards: 16,000 for the mythical book, 11,000 for a legendary book. Kind of standard 11,000. I would say it's not a great deal, and these rewards at the top end seem quite expensive, like 150 multi battles at 11.8. Yeah, that's a little bit of madness there for you guys. All right, so coming back to the calendar here, I did notice in the Dungeon Diver as well they're promoting these mystery chests. So the platinum chest, gold chest, silver chest, and bronze chest. The platinum chest, there is some goodies in there that you could get lucky with. But honestly, like, not giving us known commodities is really, really bad, especially if you're like going pretty hard for it. We do have the Dungeon Diver active during the Spider Turn attack and the Fire Knight Restriction Dungeon event, as well as the Champion Training. So, I mean, you know, you can double dip, triple dip, or whatever. But yeah, I don't put a lot of value in these mystery chests, even if you kind of high roll. And then the other couple big things that are known in the first week is actually this summon rush. So we literally just came off a summon rush, and then we literally just came off a hero's path with summon rush requirements, and now another summon rush. Literally 3 weeks of summon rushes. We don't know where the champion chase is. You know, we haven't seen one in a while, to be honest. But yeah, so we have another summon rush, and it's pretty wild. Nothing known about this one at the time of this upload. And then lastly, the big thing to note is this Deck of Fate. The Deck of Fate trailing the summon rush means that this Deck of Fate is likely not going to be shard related. If anything, it's probably going to be a Dungeon Diver, considering that we have a Dungeon Diver here, skipping a couple days, and then probably a Dungeon Diver here as well. It could be Dungeon Diver plus Champion Training again. No idea what kind of rewards could be in here. It could be a guarantee champion. This could be a spot for a guarantee champion because not everyone will participate in the Artor community Titan events. And if you want people to participate, put a guaranteed champion in a Deck of Fate. The other option is that it could be gear related. You could put some gear in here, like really high end gear. And you know, that could generate some participation as well. However, dungeon diving and or champion training is not that easy to do generally. The easiest one would be shard related, but we do have a summon rush here, and the Deck of Fate is part of the summon rush. So I definitely don't think that the Deck of Fate will be shard related. It might be soulstone related. That would be something as well. So definitely save up those soulstones potentially for this Deck of Fate requirement for points. But yeah, we have no idea what this Deck of Fate is. My guess is it could be a guarantee. I wouldn't be surprised if they put a guarantee here just to generate some interest. Beyond that, we don't know anything into the second week. And in terms of possible point breakdown, I'm probably gonna put some estimates here for you guys. So we got 950 for the first week. We know that for sure. We know the champion training event right now is 150. The kind of the unknowns is the turn attack and the special conditions. In the past, we've seen 50, 80, but this time I put 50 and 70, 70 for the conditional piece. Takedown is always usually 30 because it's pretty low value. Enhancement could be 70 or 100. I've seen both nowadays. Sometimes the requirement is split into 30 and 70. So I put a 100 here. So training for 150, dungeon diving for 150, and I put the 200 big one in the summon rush and the 150 for Deck of Fate. Now they've been playing with the Deck of Fate points a little bit, going between anywhere from 150 to 200, 250. But yeah, we're gonna start with 150 there. I think it just kind of makes sense and the math makes sense here. Keep in mind that if you want the Artor 5-star soul at the very end, you can only skip 250 total points. Now, obviously, a lot of these events will have the big chunks broken up, so you can pick up little bits here and there. But yeah, you can't miss too much. 250 total points to miss. You can't miss too much here. You need some shards to go through this. I think if you guys skipped the Lysanthier fusion, it might be worth it to maybe consider thinking about the 5-star soul for Artor. Like I said, if you guys seen like his kit, seen it in action, and then kind of thought about where you could actually use that Artor, he's not bad. He's not a bad champion. He could even be somebody's like, you know, tier C, tier D, live arena speed booster choice, right? He has a speed in all battles aura. It's decent, it's 25%. He has a turn meter boost, and he's a reviver as well. So with the 5-star soul, you could, you know, technically kit him out with intimidating presence or temporal chains, you know, gear him out really fast, gear him up as a speed booster perhaps, and you might have a second or third option behind somebody like your Arbiter or whoever your main speed booster is. So it's not totally out of the realm of possibility to go for Artor's Soul, just so you can get some additional use out of him. I mean, he's going to be a free champion, right? And like I said, I've seen scenarios where he might get picked. In some accounts, he might get picked and he might be useful. The accuracy won't be useful for him, but you're mainly targeting the bigger, blessing. And yeah, I don't think he's going to be that bad, right? He comes with the bigger than usual speed aura in arena, and he does have a turn meter boost with the plus attack, right? That could be definitely useful. I'm seeing some usage for him for some people. Like some people in the comments were saying that he is not very exciting and all that. He's kind of bad. He's kind of mid. But I think he can surprise. I think he can surprise. I think he's a decent champ, especially for free. Unfortunately, his base speed's not like spectacular or anything. So gearing out him to be like super fast might be a little bit more difficult than other champions. But I think he's definitely reasonable. And you guys might have some resources anyways. After skipping, a month of the Lysanthier stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not like too hyped about this community week stuff. I don't think it's anything like the community week. I think it's it doesn't make too much sense, right? Like the voting, like who looks at this tab after coming here once? It's like, okay, looked at, done. And then you just kind of collect stuff. And they even like put a condition where basically everybody gets it, right? Like you don't even need to log in for some of this stuff. Like here's a clan boss key on day 12, like who cares, right? Kind of thing. I don't know. It just feels so whatever. Like what kind of community week is happening? Like I don't even know. Is the community really involved? But yeah. Anyways, we got the spider attack going to start in less than an hour here. And yeah, just coming back to the calendar one more time. Like I said, we don't have the champion chase this week. Instead, it's going to be a summon rush. I would assume next week would be a champion chase for 200 points or so, and it will be 800 total points during next week. So 200 going to champion chase. You probably got another training tournament for $150, another dungeon diver for $150. So that's 7 right there, and then you have the ice golem for probably 50 or so, maybe another gear enhancement tournament or event. And yeah, I mean, another thing we should really consider would be 2x primals. 2x primals might actually show up during the summon rush event. That would be something else that I would be thinking about as well. So yeah, anyways, some things to be exciting about. Obviously, like maybe a 2x soulstone event that correlates with the deck of fate, and then maybe 2x primals for the summon rush. But I mean, overall, these are things outside of the community events to be excited about. The soul, I mean, not super exciting, but it could be useful for some people. Personally, I think I'm probably going to go for it. Gives me a little bit of an option as well, and high souls are very hard to come by. Anyways, guys, you're all caught up with the events starting from today. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Thanks a lot for watching until the end. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about all this. Are you guys hyped for the community Titan event? Are you guys interested in Artor? Let me know in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.